And if so, just tell us how your weekend's been so far.
Yeah, it's been crazy, Shannon. It's honestly been a roller coaster, which is always what Dover is, but I wish I would have made it a little bit easier on my guys to not have to pull out a backup car. It definitely was bare bones and just had parts and pieces on it. So they went to work, worked over 8 hours yesterday, and combination of that and this morning as well. So proud of them, proud of their effort. It's been certainly hard to come from the back. It's one of the toughest places to pass, but we got our way towards the top 20 and then made a good strategy call, obviously, to get us into the top 7. So I'm excited about our race car, excited for Raptor, Chevrolet, and hopefully we can get another win. I know if we can get up close to the front, our team's capable.
So, okay, William, so you didn't get much practice, even like a lap or two, right? So how much did you lean on your guys, your other teammates, to get you prepared, and you started at the back? If you can go on and win this race, or like next weekend, you're just not going to practice, or what?
I wish it was that easy. I think it's definitely put us behind. We don't have our own notebook, so we're relying on everybody else. And, like you guys were talking about earlier, like when you're a step behind in racing, it's hard. And, you're kind of relying on their notes to get you towards a decent setup, which is great. We have great teammates in the 5, the 9, and the 48, and they were obviously really close in practice. So kind of lean on them, make a few little adjustments here and there as the race goes on. We need to work on our restarts a little bit. So a little bit on my end, a little bit on the car, and hopefully we get a little bit better in that area, and we should have a shot to win.
Well, William, Shannon talked about you having a long weekend. I know you've had a pretty long week. I saw you out at the go-kart track this weekend, practicing with some of the best karters in all of America. So I kind of got a couple of questions. I want to know, first off, why you go out and do that. And then the second part of that is I see the smaller kids, come up to you and have a conversation. What's that like to be the guy in the Cup Series, a winner, to be able to give back to a smaller community? And just what are the conversations like with the kids?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's cool seeing you guys out there with your son as well. And I feel like it's just it just makes me better. Anytime I can get in something that really challenges me. I've been on all sides of the spectrum lately. I've been in a dirt late model, got into a go-kart. Those are totally different cars and totally different competition levels. They're both really, really good at what they do. So it's just fun for me to go out there and challenge myself against people that are really good at what they do. It's no different than racing the Cup car on Sunday. There's 40 guys out there at the go-kart track that are amazing at those go-karts. So I enjoyed it, and like you said, I enjoy meeting the kids too, because I was that kid, and I was that guy at the racetrack going to Martinsville and trying to meet a driver. I would do anything to meet a driver when I was 5 or 6 years old and kind of hear what he has to say and his opinion on things. So it's awesome to see that support, and I just hope I can kind of give back to that community. Really, I didn't grow up racing go-karts. I kind of skipped that part of things, and they're really competitive, especially in different classes, so it's fun.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that late model dirt race that you were in. I'm glad that you brought that up. I think that was before the Bristol dirt race. Listen, I've covered Eldora many, many times when a lot of guys who have never been on dirt or don't have a lot of dirt experience get in those cars and just don't even know what is going on. So what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was a lot of that. I'm like, where's the right front? Like, where's the right rear? Like, I don't even know where the car is on the racetrack. I'm trying to visually kind of understand the bearings of the car. And, with this next gen car, you're driving a lot off, the front tires, you're not ever loose. And so going back to that dirt late model and being that sideways and figuring out how to make grip that way was different. I definitely need a lot of work on that, but it was fun. I like putting myself in different positions and seeing how I do. And I get to go race a super late model on asphalt, which I've been doing a lot of this year, next weekend at Nashville. So I'm excited about that too.
William, it was recently announced that Junior Motorsports is going to field a 5th car. You, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson are going to share that car. Why go back and run the Xfinity Series? The cars are so much different now. Is that something you want to do at tracks that you feel like you need a little more experience at? Or is it just because you want to go do a little more racing?
Yeah, it's definitely track focused. I think that the races I'm going to do are places that Texas, for example, I ran really well there last year in the Cup car, but I haven't been there in a low downforce car in a while, and obviously this next-gen car has very little downforce. So I'm looking forward to kind of learning some things there with the JRM guys, and really just cool to get an opportunity to go race anything, especially something that's competitive. Obviously, JRM's had a great year with Noah and Justin and Sam and all their drivers, so it's fun to go back to that and kind of see what we can do.
You talk about track focus, and when you think of Hendrick Motorsports, immediately my brain always goes to Martinsville, which of course you won at this year. But the next track on that list is of course Dover. All the success that Hendrick Motorsports has had at this racetrack, particularly the 48, Jimmy and Chad. What is the sense of pride going into a Martinsville weekend or a Dover weekend for this entire organization?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, unfortunately, some of that mojo doesn't carry over into this new car, but we've got a great notebook regardless. I mean, I'm sure they could take lawnmowers around this thing, and the guys at Hendrick could figure out how to make it work. So, I think it's just having that notebook. Even though it's a new car, you kind of know how to get around these corners. You know what's important. The balance you need. So that's critical. Although it's, a new car, like I said, it is still kind of that confidence and momentum from the shop to know that we're going to a place that we've always run well.
William, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Hopefully it stops raining and we can get this thing in today. Good luck. I know you're running 5th right now out on the racetrack.
Yeah, thank you all. Appreciate it.